shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club, dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like an X-ray.
What's going on, fight fans? It's another great day when you love MMA. Welcome back to Mad Matty Fight Talk, episode 10. Let's get on into it, man. May 7th, this past Friday, Bellator 258. They put on a freaking spectacular fight card. I was highly impressed by every fight that was on this card. We're going to go over the main three that I like to watch. First off, Michael Venom Page versus Derek Anderson. This fight was fireworks. First of all, if you haven't seen the MVP fight, the dude has a crazy, unique style. He really leaves himself unprotected. He does flashy stuff, but he lands his shots. And boy, did he land shots on Derek Anderson. Man, from start to the end of the first round, it was absolute destruction. Like, the dude was just toying with them, landing nasty straights, nasty kicks. At one point, Derek kind of got baited into the let's play around, and that's when he threw a lightning head kick, literally smashed this dude's nose. It was terrible. Broke that shit instantly. It was bad. From there, landed a flying knee, landed some more straights and jabs. When the first round came to an end, the doctor stopped it. He said, dude, Derek, your nose is smashed to your face. We're probably not a good idea that you continue this fight. So Michael Venom Page ended up winning. Moves to 19-1. Much credit to Derek Anderson because he did eat that head kick. It stumbled him back a little bit. He didn't get knocked out by it. He did get his nose smashed and broken in half. That was one of the nastiest things I've seen. Probably not as bad as Chris Weidman snapping his shin in half, but man, getting your fucking nose just broken in like that, that was not an easy thing to watch, dude. I'm impressed that the guy kept fighting and was shaking it off like, it's nothing, bro. Let's keep it going. So much credit to Derek Anderson for eating that head kick. But man, the MVP is probably one of the funnest guys to watch besides Douglas Lima. I would love to watch those guys fight again. Lima caught him nasty when he was toying around and knocked him out. I want to see MVP take it a little bit more serious and get into striking range with him and keep it a little bit more conventional, because I think he has the talent and the skills to possibly get a KO win in that fight. But man, Michael Venom Page, he's a flashy guy, dude. I love watching that guy fight. If you haven't seen him fight Derek Anderson, you need to go check out the highlights or check out the fight. It was amazing. Next fight that I wanted to talk about from that 258 fight card, Bellator recently signed Anthony Johnson. He was supposed to fight Yoel Romero. Romero ended up pulling out of the fight. Jose Augusto steps in. I know what everybody's thinking. Johnson's going to knock this guy into the next world. But Augusto came out fighting a good fight. He was smart. He stayed on the outside. It looked like Johnson was tagging him up a little bit to begin the round, and it looked like he was picking his shots. And then out of nowhere, Augusto cracks this dude, drops him, and starts pounding him. He almost went for the finish at one point in the first round. I was impressed by that. I thought that was a good way to take advantage of somebody's debut. There's a lot of lights and people watching this fight because obviously Anthony Johnson's, a big UFC star moving over to Bellator, and he was supposed to fight another former UFC star. So for you to step in there and take that, take the lights and the shine and put it on you for a second, that's impressive. They're not talking too much about what happened in that when Johnson got dropped, but Augusto caught him with a nasty shot, put him down, and went to work on the ground. Johnson did come back in the second round. He ended up knocking this dude out bad. Just straight knocked him clean out. I don't know what to say about that. It sucks because Augusto is doing so good, and that's the risk you run when you're fighting somebody like Anthony Johnson. The guy is a true knockout specialist, so you have to expect stuff like that from him. That's how I really thought the fight was going to go from the beginning. So I guess teaching Johnson that there's probably a little bit of holes in his game, that he needs to tune up just a little bit. And maybe the Yoel Romero fight, that might have went a little differently, because if Yoel cracks him like that, I think he could put Anthony Johnson out. He's a heavy-hitting dude. So now I'm even more intrigued to want to see those two guys go at it. Johnson, he has a lot of power, but when you see him on the ground and getting wrestled, and now when he gets tagged at this older age, I don't know if that plays a factor, but it definitely did against Augusto. So I don't know if he survives a hard hit from Yoel Romero like that. I definitely want to see Bellator get that fight back together and make things happen. Much props to Johnson for coming back and getting a second round KO, because that's what a true professional does. They stay in the game and they get after it. So, can't complain with that. And on to the main event. Bellator 258, Juan Archuleta versus Sergio Pettis. Man, was that a freaking good fight. Both fighters brought it. Both fighters were throwing hard, but Sergio Pettis was getting the better in the exchanges. Every time Juan would miss, he would pay. Sergio was landing some nasty counter strikes. Archuleta was landing some good body shots when he would get in close, but he was also throwing everything he had into every punch. I respect that, but when you miss, I feel like that makes you more tired. Pettis was taking advantage of that. Every time Archuleta would miss, he would come in with a nice counter, either a head kick, a body kick, something, or a little three-piece or something. It just showed that he stayed calm throughout the whole time. Archuleta looked like he was trying to rush a knockout. That's, basically what I got watching the fight. Pettis, he was picking his shots well, and he was moving his feet well. There were times where Archuleta would land some big bombs, but Pettis did not look fazed by it. He ate it, and he kept moving forward. He kept circling. He kept getting out of the way. At one point, Archuleta did get in for a takedown and slammed the shit out of Pettis. I thought that was going to be a turning point in the fight. But, Pettis eventually gets back to his feet, continuing to put on the onslaught with the stand-up. So, much respect going to Sergio Pettis. He ended up winning the decision, so now he is the Bellator bantamweight champion. I do love seeing that he moved from the UFC into another organization and is having immediate success. The cool thing about Sergio Pettis is in the UFC, you could see him at a young age. He had success. He goes over to Bellator. He's even having more success. I think he's developing nicely into his career. His skills are getting better. His choice of strikes are better. His movement is really, really good. I think Sergio might mess around and be the champ at Bellator for a long time. So Archuleta had a good fight. He had his moments. He had some solid shots that he landed as well. Sergio ate it, and he was doing the more damage. Hats off to that guy. He did a great job. That's the way to win the belt and hold it down, basically. Moving on to the UFC. I'm not going to go too far into depth about the whole fight card, but I did want to talk about the main event. Marina Rodriguez versus Michelle Waterson. Boy, was that a war. Man, maybe things just happened for a reason. Because Corey Sandhagen was supposed to fight TJ Dillashaw. Dillashaw cut his eye because the guy is a freaking train freak and doesn't know how to calm down. So he ended up having a split eyebrow. He had to pull out of the fight. That was the main event. Donald Cerrone was supposed to fight Diego Sanchez in a retirement party. I wish I would have seen that, because what happened was Morono stepped in and ended up knocking out, or TKOing, Donald Cerrone. Look, man, the guy's on a 5-fight lose streak. He needs to take his money and bail, bro. Like, obviously you don't care about fighting as much anymore if you're just going in there and covering up. And I hate to say this because I love that guy and he's one of my favorite fighters. He used to be a true finisher. Now he's the opposite end of that. He's true at getting finished. Like, basically, if you want to get a TKO over a veteran, step in and fight Donald Cerrone. It is what it is. That brings me to my next point. Michelle Waterson, Marina Rodriguez, they get to get their names in the lights. They get to be the main event 5-round fight. I didn't know what to expect out of this. I knew Marina was tough, and I also knew that Michelle Waterson puts on a show. So I knew, it's going to be a good fight. I just didn't know how it was going to pan out. Boy, was it fireworks. Start to finish, these chicks beat the shit out of each other. It was amazing to watch. Marina, she was landing like 6-7 punches to 2 or 3 punches. Waterson would try to throw a counter head kick, like with the nice side kick that she throws. She uses that lead leg to check people. She landed some really hard body shots in that fight. I thought she was going to be able to stop Rodriguez with those body shots. At some points, it looked like it really was painful. The way she would just stick that side kick in there like a freaking fork, dude. Just bang, bang. She was landing those. But the problem is it would turn her body so sideways that Rodriguez would have time to jump all over her. And when she jumps all over her, I'm talking 6-7 punch combos. And they're on the jaw, the face. Michelle wore it well. She looked like she wasn't damaged. She looked like she wasn't in pain. But at the end of the day, I'm judging the fight, and I see the other chick, Rodriguez, just drilling you with combos. Yeah, it doesn't look good. At some point in the fight, I believe it was like the 3rd round, Dominic Cruz and DC start talking about, it looks like they're in a sparring match. And it did look like Rodriguez was hitting mitts. Every time Rodriguez came in to land a combination, it was hard, it was loud, there was pop on her shot. Waterson, she had her moments in the 4th round. I think she should have went for takedowns more in this fight. Where she messed up is not getting this girl to the ground from the beginning. But I can't say that she messed up because she was attempting to engage in clinches and she was attempting to go for takedowns. Rodriguez was so strong and big in the clinch. She's 5'6" compared to 5'3". She was holding her in the clinch solid. Waterson really couldn't do anything. So I don't want to say she messed up, but her game plan kind of went out the window in the first 3 rounds. She was forced to stand and bang with this chick, and Rodriguez did a great job capitalizing on that. She stuffed the takedowns, she won the clinch battle, and she was able to separate and keep it on the outside. Waterson was landing really nice shots. She was picking her shots well. She was kicking the leg well with that nice side front kick, or the oblique kick, whatever it's called, that Jackson Camp uses. Really nice. She was hyperextending the knee on some points. She landed some nasty leg kicks, but it wasn't enough. You know, their coaches thought her leg was compromised, but she was eating those leg kicks, and she was still drilling Waterson with a lot of punches. So the 5th round, Waterson landed a nasty head kick. I thought she broke Rodriguez's jaw because the way the jaw swelled up right away. I didn't check into what happened to that yet. I haven't been able to read up on that yet. So I don't know if her jaw's broken, or, you know, if there's just some teeth damage or what. But that head kick that Waterson threw was hard. It was bad, and I thought it was going to be a fight ender, which just shows how tough Marina is, though. She ate that head kick and still came in aggressive and throwing bombs until the very last bell. So hats off to Marina Rodriguez and Michelle Waterson. That was super fun to watch. That was a great fight. I look forward to watching both of those ladies throwing down again. Rodriguez, I think, man, the sky's the limit for that chick. She's a really tough girl. To go through a 5-round war with Waterson like that, who's literally faced the top tier of women fighting for her whole career. She's fought everybody. I think that's going to be fun to see who Rodriguez takes on next. But she needs to fix her ground game a little bit, because in that 4th round where Waterson got her down, she did dominate the fight at that point. There was nothing Rodriguez was doing to get back up that was going to save her. So if she can tweak those things and keep the fight standing, I don't think this chick has a problem winning any fight. That's just my opinion. You heard it here from Mad Maddie first. So tune in next time, guys. Check me out. Hit me with a like and subscribe if you like this video. Please share it on your platform. Show me some love.
Haters talking shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like an x-ray.